Today we're going to be talking about a SIMIC ramp deck. Now today's deck is going to fall under the category of a craft at your own risk kind of a situation, because I don't believe this deck is going to be super competitive, but we had a string of really good games with this thing and I thought the synergies were so much fun that I had to showcase this deck for you guys today. The build around that we're talking about today is the Steward of Tides. If you don't know what this creature does, essentially after we hit 7 lands on the battlefield, it's going to start making all the lands that come into the battlefield into 3/3 creatures, and it's going to give them flying as long as it's on the battlefield, which is really cool because we're going to be trying to ramp up to this and then smash our opponent's face with 3/3 flyers. There's obviously some great ramp cards in this deck. We've got the Stomper, we've got the Many Journeys. These are going to help us get extra lands on the battlefield every turn to get us to that 7 land mark. But something I really wanted to talk about and discuss is the Karn Silex. I was looking for a one-sided sweeper, and what I mean by that is our Karn Silex destroys all permanents on the battlefield depending on how much mana you pump into this, which is great because we are a ramp deck, so it works really great with this card. But the key word here is non-land permanents. So we are a one-sided sweeper. We're going to basically destroy all of our opponent's creatures and their side of the board, and then we're going to be left with the battlefield, hopefully with a handful of 3/3 creatures on the battlefield still, and we're going to be able to attack our opponent's face to win the game. We've got some interesting extra win cons on the top end, obviously Ren and 7, Titan of Industry, things that we want to pump a lot of mana into. But the deck is a lot of fun, like I said, maybe not super competitive, but really fun, so I wanted to showcase it. There'll be a full deck breakdown, of course, at the end of today's video. In the meantime, down below there's a link for the full deck list, and if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps a ton. I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said though, guys, enjoy today's video. We'll see you at the end. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about SIMIC, and it's kind of weird because I actually haven't played SIMIC in a long time, so very interested to see how this deck does. It's got a really cool exploitation between the Silex and the fact that we bring our creatures out as lands. I'm sorry, our lands out as creatures. So there's this really cool effect that we can do to sweep the board on a one-sided sweeper. But yeah, it's in theory should be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. I've been working on it quite a bit today. Haven't had a ton of success, but we've made a lot of changes as we went along. So we'll see how it goes. And I already played my land in the wrong order. Took a unnecessary bit of damage there, but we are going to gain 3 life off of the Many Journeys. That's what happens when you're trying to give commentary. All right, we get our 4th land drop. Love that. We gain that life as well. The question becomes, do I want to get my Ren and 7 out on curve next turn, or do we want to prioritize the Silex coming down to not get countered? I don't know what we're doing on the other end here. It looks like a 5-color deck, so there's really nothing that our opponent can't do. I'm going to go ahead and try to prioritize the Ren and 7. I am afraid of counter magic down the road, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. All right, we just needed to make sure we hit our land drop here. So we did find it. We also found a Silver Scrutiny, so we can use that to draw cards later in the game for more value. But making sure we hit our land drops is pretty key. Shouldn't be any issues hitting our land drops in this build because we run so many of them. But hopefully that's the case. All right, I'm pretty terrified of counters, like I said, so I'm gonna play it as if we're gonna get countered here. We've been running into a lot of decks with this algorithm. With this particular deck, we've been running into a lot of decks with counter spells, so gonna try to be careful and at least maybe try to play the Silver Scrutiny out at instant speed here. Nice, we will get it off. That's good. And our Silex looks like it's gonna be pretty good. Love that. Love that. All right. Is Silex to play, or is it Ren and 7? I think I like Silex a little bit better, if I'm being honest. We'll see how that pans out, but it can pick off a bunch of 1/1s, right? So if they're looking to try to go wide here with a bunch of tokens, we can kind of clean up the board pretty easily. Halana, okay. So Silex gonna have to do work here. Gonna have to do the 4 for everything here. The opponent though still has quite a few cards in hand, so sweeping the board here is not going to answer every problem that we have. It's just going to answer you know, the current state of the board. I don't know, man. If I sweep it too early, we might be in trouble. Part of me almost thinks that I should just play out like a Titan here. Because the Titan, I think we play the Titan here. Hear me out. So if we play the Titan, I could put a shield counter on it and create a 4/4 body. The 4/4 can block something like the Jetmir pretty easily, take the chump block. And then the Titan, if it does take damage on this turn, can just eat up its shield counter. And then I can sweep the board for 4 and still have the Titan available on the field. So I like my odds here with the Titan being able to get through this next couple of plays. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to really maximize this Sylex is going to be the key here. All right, so it's humans mostly. Joda, all right. Still have a really good Sylex for 5 here. Joda's going to come in for 15 though. Like I said though, we have really good chump blocks here, so I'm totally chilling at the moment. Joda is quite the card to see come down when you're talking about a Halana already being on the field. But we did get a lot more value out of the Sylex, so they made a bit of a mistake there, if I'm being honest. This is a 5-mana spell. All right, let's get this down. End our turn. Again, we have Silver Scrutiny in our deck, which really helps regenerate that value in our hand and use up a lot of the extra mana that we're getting when we ramp up. So quite the draw spell here in this deck. The opponent not very happy right now, and they Leyline Binding, which is actually going to end up being a really big mistake for them because I have the Boseiju, which will allow us to reactivate the Titan's abilities again. And I have a feeling we might be seeing another binding of some sort, or that I can actually exploit and kill. All right, let's blow this up. The opponent's the opponent being 5 colors, it doesn't feel great giving them another land here, but it should be okay as long as we can use the Titan here to blow up this artifact to stopping them from drawing cards. Right, like so. All right, nice. Nothing else from the opponent here for 2 mana. Love that. Let's just rejuice the hand here a little bit. 3, 4. Let's just do it for 4 so we can get down the Stomper. Or better yet, the Steward of Tides. I like that better. Auto pay, that's fine. Steward of Tides is going to get us a lot more value in the long run. All right, let's attack in here. All right, let's hope we don't get swept up here. If we do, we do have a Planeswalker though. Yeah, Steward of the Tides might have been a mistake actually, the more I'm thinking about it. I probably should have played it and then instantly dropped the land when it could to activate its ability right away to get value, but looks like they might have no answers for us, which is great. By the way, RIP Meat Hook Massacre, am I right? Jeez, I didn't even actually know that that was getting banned until you guys were commenting on my videos about it. It's kind of crazy. Jetmir. Yep. They say good game. I hope they don't scoop it up just yet. I have a few more things I want to do here. No, guys, I was about to do the ultimate move here. I was going to drop the Renin 7. And then actually what I was going to do with the Renin 7 is I was actually going to zero the Renin 7, which almost no one ever does. And I was going to put all 3 of these onto the battlefield. And then we were going to create 3 more flyers. They would have been tapped for this turn, but creating all 3 of these as 3/3 flyers would have been pretty funny. But yeah, really good game, man. Really good game. All right, that was a solid first game. Really happy with how that went. Let's keep that energy. Yeah, the Sylex though, man, just a really busted card. Especially tied with the Steward of the Tides, man. This combination is just really crazy good. Opening hand here, we do find some draw mechanics as well, which are very important to this build because we do kind of unload our hand very fast when we're ramping. Ramp decks tend to do that. We just try to get everything down as quick as possible. So having draw mechanics is very important to refuel your hand late in the game. Syncopate feels pretty cool. Might be able to hit something on the cheap here. We'll see. On some Orzhov. Is this going to be some sort of life gain deck maybe? Okay, tokens. That's a 2-for-1. I do have the Silax. You know, I'm gonna let that go. I have the Silax. That's cheap removal, so we'll take it. We will take it. Let's go and drop it now. Another Steward of the Tides isn't great, but you know, having a backup isn't terrible. Not too sure what the opponent's playing just yet, but we're seeing Orzhov colors currently. We're seeing tokens. I would think life gain when I see Orzhov, but I don't know. I don't really know yet. We might be seeing a wedding announcement come down this turn. Nothing, huh? Okay. Well, let's get this down and see if we can find some lands. We cannot miss our land drops in this deck. It's like the worst thing ever. All right, we have to decline that, unfortunately. I think these two cards are probably the least valuable. And say go. I don't know how we are missing our land drops that hard. We've run a ton of lands in this deck, like so many. It's going to be really hard to mess that up, but Shuffler will be the Shuffler. Still waiting for a little bit more from the opponent here, though, because we just don't know what they're doing. The good chance that our opponent could be running Wandering Emperor, but we see blue come down now, so that changes things quite a bit. Shoot, again, just not hitting land drops. Gonna have to go for another Thirst for Discovery here. Find another land, but again, just not great, man. Not great. Hopefully our opponent, though, is being a little bit, you know, hesitant to play any sort of permanence because of the Silax. I think the Silax is doing a pretty good job right about now, so that's good. There may be an argument to be said to play the Wrenn and 7 out and plus it right away because, you know, the Silax takes out these little things, but not the Wrenn and 7. Okay, well, there's a pretty good Silax trigger there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. Stomper won't be able to be a viable blocker anytime soon. 1, 2, 3. What to do, guys? Not sure. Not sure. This is a bit awkward. We might Wrenn and 7 and just create a Tree Folk. I'm not sure yet. Land is good. We do need that. Stomper can block now if I choose to drop it down. I think, oh man, I don't know. I think this is the move. And then we go with the Stomper here. I think that's the move. Get a green source for sure. Now it's an attacker or a blocker, which works great. We have the Scrutiny to, you know, get this late game going. Blue mana, though, scares the bejesus out of me just because they're running counter spells. Yep, I knew it. Okay, I should have seen that before, but I missed it. But yeah, counter spells are the worst. Hopefully we can get to a certain amount of mana to where things like Make Disappear don't scare us, but you never know. March of the Wretched Sorrows for 5. That basically took their whole turn up, though. I am going to play out the Wrenn and 7, and I'm going to plus it. I know that might seem a little strange, but I just don't like missing land drops in this build. I really don't. And we can always create that Tree Folk later. So gonna drop this down, get that extra land drop. Silver Scrutiny looking really good the next couple of turns. Could refill our entire hand here, depending on our opponent's obviously you know, having mana open for counter magic. We'll see how we end up doing this. Wedding announcement's fine. We don't care about that. That's also fine. The tree folk can block that easily. All right. The land is good. All right, yeah, I think we're just gonna go with the steward here. Drop this in, activate a land, create a tree folk, and we could attack, but there's really no reason to. So we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn here, and we're just gonna go ahead and hit a scrutiny for 3. I think that's totally fine. Could have hit it for more there, but I'd rather play it at instant speed. We have 2 of them, so yeah, I probably should have played it on my turn. I'm justifying a misplay here. Should have played it on my turn to get more value, but at least we can hold mana open, you know, potentially, you know, make them think we have some sort of counter magic, but we don't. Bluffing never really works on Arena though. You're not in real life. You can't really bluff your way to anything. People just walk right through these priority holds. All right. They create a ninja, which is actually kind of scary because it can't be blocked. If they could somehow exploit that by getting it bigger over time, that would be a bit of a problem. Obviously, Rafine does that, so. Here we go. Does it resolve? Last card in hand. Is it a counterspell? No. Not a counterspell. That's fine. I could have blown this up just now, but I think that's fine to leave it alone. All right, they exiled the Saga. Do we create another tree folk here, or do we plus the Ren still? 31 cards left. Still quite a bit of lands left in the deck. Yeah, I think we can get more. I think we can get more out of the Ren. I think it's a little bit... Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay. That's a bummer. All right, let's activate you. Let's go ahead and get 4 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way we have a full 7 in hand here. I guess I could have got 5 because I'm gonna play the Stomper anyways. Ooh, a Titan of Industry. Now we're talking. Shoot, what do we want to play now? Maybe we want to play the Thirst for Discovery. Potentially want to Besage you that as well. There's things I could do here. I'm going to attack. Going to attack here. Do we get super aggressive though is the question. I don't think so. I think we just send the 11-11. I could get really aggressive and send these. Obviously one gets blocked though. The real problem I'd be having here is the fact that our opponent could, if I send everything, they could return the attack to me and really kind of mess up what we got going on here. The Wandering Emperor is a nightmare of a problem here. I could go double Wandering, I'm sorry, I could go double Ren in 7 next turn though. Obviously create a Tree Folk, also create a Tree Folk here. So there's options. Yeah, not great though. I like my chances though. I mean, as many cards as I have in hand here. I think I'm gonna go Thirst though, because I have the Titan that can blow up the wedding announcement. So I think we're gonna blow it up that way. There's a chance the opponent here draws some cards though. We've got the edge in this. That's a pretty smart play on their part, because now the Rafine has First Strike. So if they want to connive it and it gets to a 3/3, we're not going to be able to have a really good block here. So pretty good chance that oh wow, they don't attack prior to plussing the Kaito, which is really strange to me, but because I have a feeling they're going to attack, right? They send the ninja, at least the ninja. They could again send the Rafine too, and it would be a 3-powered creature in most cases. They Field of Ruin, okay. I have a lot of basics, so that's not going to hurt us too bad. In fact, that just helped us. All right. The ninja is attacking. Again, making the Kaito trigger a little early, seeming bit strange. I don't know what the opponent's up to just yet. I think they're just trying to figure out what to do themselves, because they're putting themselves in a weird spot. All right, the ninja and the Rafine both targeting Ren. Both targeting Ren here. Do we let Ren go maybe? I think maybe we let the Ren go. I don't know, man. Do we let Ren and 7 go? I just don't know. I guess it depends on how big this gets. They do have to drop 2 spells that are useful in order for this to get bigger, right? Or even 1, I mean, but let's see. They might drop 2 lands here. If they do, Ren will survive, which in that case I won't block because I'll just zero out Ren and try to get multiple lands on the field at one turn. That could be pretty sweet. Oh, they're struggling, guys. They're struggling to figure out what they want to do. They are taking a long time. I don't blame them. I mean, it is, again, it's a very tricky situation when you're down to 1 card in hand and you're on the ropes and you got to make a play happen, and they're not out of the woods. Like, this is about what I expect to happen when you're in this situation. It's a very awkward situation for them, but definitely a situation they could come back from. So they're taking a long time. My apologies. It can't be too exciting to be watching this go down, but thanks for watching, by the way, guys. I do appreciate it. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that in there while we're waiting, and we're getting pretty darn close, and if we can hit it by the end of the year, that would be incredible. So if you haven't already, I'd appreciate it so much, and if you have, thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. We've been crushing it as a community lately. We might just be getting roped here, actually. We might just be getting roped, which has been happening a lot lately. Unfortunately. Yep, I would have just made an edit here, but there's no need at this point. We're pretty close to the end of it now. All right, well, gonna hit him with a little bit of an emote action here. A little bit of an emote. Okay, they finally pulled the trigger on it. Interesting. We protect the Ren, I think, here. We're trading out a 3/3 essentially for a much bigger tree folk body. All right, let's go ahead and pop this. Syncopate. Syncopate's interesting. All right, my turn. My turn to do stuff. I think the Titan of Industry is the play, right? First we create a tree folk, and then land comes in, create a creature off of it, and then Titan of Industry. Titan of Industry seems fun. I might be missing lethal here, to be honest, guys. I'm not gonna count it all up for potentially hitting lethal if I were to activate, like, let's say the Topiary Stomper, getting another 3/3 flyer. I don't think we do have lethal, but it could potentially be 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we wouldn't have had lethal. Let's go and just kill both these planeswalkers, get these out of the way, and send all the team in here. Send everybody. Send the whole gang, man. Here we go. Syncopate for 0 is my only play. All right, here come the blocks, I would imagine. Oh, probably not, actually. It's just 3/3s that they can block, so they can get more value out of that next turn. They do block, okay. That's honestly better for me. I don't mind. Yeah, I was gonna say that's better for me because next turn is gonna make it a lot easier to close this game out. But no, they decide to back off, which was the right move, I think. Bum 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 bum. And another wedding announcement. Annoying. Do they dare attack into us with the Rafine? Probably not. They can't really attack in with anything except for the ninja, which doesn't exactly trigger the wedding announcement. So I gotta imagine no attacks here is going to be the play. You can attack if you want, but here, I'll do you a solid. Do you see these cards being highlighted? Yeah. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead. Nope, they just send the ninja, which is kind of strange. Could have been a viable blocker for like an 11/11, but you can go ahead and send that through. I love the opponent's name, by the way. Shenanigans. Very cool name. Boom, boom, boom. It's taking a very long time, unfortunately. They do attack. Looks like they're out of plays. No, they're not. Shieldred. Oh, that's a good card. That is a good card. It hurts. It hurts a lot every turn, so that's not fun. That is fun though. Yeah, let's see if we can just close out this game real quick here. 3, 6, 12 over the top that they, well, they can block a little bit actually. 12. They block this. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if we have lethal or not. Either way, let's just do this. And let's send everybody. And if we don't have lethal, I still have... I don't see how we don't have lethal, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, right? So they block here, here. I don't know, guys. 3, 6, 12. I don't think I have lethal. Gosh, I don't think I have lethal. I don't know though. Yeah, they scoop it up. I don't feel like, dude, that's so much. God dang math, man. I hate math. I hate math with an absolute passion. I'm gonna actually just end this part of the video here and go to the next game, obviously. But while I'm in between, I'm gonna pull out a calculator and find out if I had lethal here. So the craziest thing just happened. Not the craziest thing, but my oldest son is 6 years old, and in between that last game and this game, I just pulled his first tooth out of his head, and it was quite the experience. This kid, man, he's a very sweet soul, but he is very, very emotional. And he was very terrified that his tooth has been loose this whole, last few weeks. And my wife called me out there just now to help her out because she was in school. And yeah, we'll counter that. To help her out because she was in school and the kids were being kind of crazy. And so she's like, can you take a break real quick and just help me? So I ran out there. She's like, hey, your oldest son over there is crying by himself in the corner because he bit into a banana and his tooth is hurt because it's loose, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me take a look at it and let's see what's going on. Because if it's that loose to where he can't eat a banana, well, then we're going to have to, you know, just talk about maybe pulling this thing out. So I go over there. He is screaming bloody murder for me not to touch it. And finally, I tell him, like, hey, man, I have to look at this thing. So open your mouth. Like, we got to get this checked out. So I wiggle the thing and immediately I'm like, yo, this thing is so beyond ready to go. Like it was hanging on by a thread. My goodness, man. You would think that I was abusing him trying to get this thing out. I let him take the reins. I let him take the reins for the most part, and I'm like, you know what, you can keep wiggling it, keep doing what you're doing, but we're not leaving this table till you pull this thing out. Oh my goodness. What a last few minutes I've had, guys. But we pulled it out. We pulled it out. It's a happy time. I think what I'm going to do here is actually I'm going to bounce the Raiju. And then I'll probably go for the Silex play. Gosh, it just feels so gross if I go for the Silex now because this is coming in as a 3/3 that I could block with. Sorry, my head's in a different space. By the way, though, I do remember the last game we were talking about whether or not I had lethal. I looked, I did have lethal. I think it was like 19 damage or something like that. All right. That's annoying. I may not survive this, guys. Yeah, I may not survive this. We're gonna try, but I may not survive this. All right, we're down to 3. All it takes is a simple lightning strike and we're toast. We do get a creature on the field. Yikes, this is really bad. Let's get a Ren and 7 down here. Yeah, we're probably not winning this one, ladies and gentlemen, but we are going to give it our best shot. If they bring down a Raiju and attack straight into us, that's going to be 1 damage that we can't do anything about. And then it's going to be a simple burn spell to kill us here. That is bad. They pump that up and they burn our face. GG's. That's unfortunate. I might have been a little too slow to pull the trigger on the Silex. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think we did what we could. Pulling the trigger on the Silex early on the adversary, they would have just played the Raiju and then had that free to attack us this whole time. So it is what it is. We'll have to take an L here on this one, but we're not. Yeah, mono red's tough. Mono red is tough, but Yeah, hopefully I get my head right now. Well, mono red got us there pretty good. I wasn't too focused. Hopefully we can dial it back in. It's a little crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy being a parent, man. You know, you never expect to, you know, relive certain moments. You know, when you were a child, you think, you know, you live your life and then you move on, and then you're like, wait a minute. I remember doing the same thing with my parents when I was a kid. It's like, it's crazy. All right, well, that's unfortunate. Syncopate though, that's good. I think in this matchup that could be pretty solid. I feel like if we play this, we're just gonna get hit with another discard spell and we could lose the Titan. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to the Syncopate. Trespasser, huh? All right, that's fine. That's fine. I don't like it, but you know what? Take it. It's all good. It's all good. Let's get the Titan down. I'm sorry, the Stomper in here. I should have played the green source, but I don't like them knowing my cards in hand here, so I like it better that we get that out of the way. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Having kids is wild. I just wish I wasn't so busy all the time. I just feel like I'm always so busy when it either comes to, you know, family, work, this. It's just, I never ever stop. It's kind of crazy, which is why unfortunately, I'm sorry guys, I did have to cancel that stream this week. I do apologize, but things were just getting a little too hectic, so we had to shut it down for a minute and just catch our breaths. But for some reason I thought that was about to damage us there. I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but no, it did not. Okay. All right, we have the Stompers now online to attack and block with. So these 3/3 Graveyard Trespassers, not a problem. I also have Titan of Industry, so hopefully we can get that resolved. And Syncopate. Allergies are so freaking crazy all the time, man. It's like really hot here again. It's like 95 today. So things are blooming again. Bees everywhere. You know what I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and auto pay this. That's fine. We're gonna create a 4/4, I think, and then also put a shield counter. Gosh dang it, my nose is just running like wild right now. All right, I think we put a shield counter and create a 4/4. Send this on through. Give them, you know, a bad block here if they want to take it. And that's why they're not going to take it. Love that. What are we going to see from our opponent here? Definitely not Meat Hook Massacre. Get it? Invoke Despair seems like it could be a play here. There's really nothing that they could have here that would really bum me out too much. Maybe like another Infernal Grasp on the Titan could be pretty bad, but or that's pretty annoying. But hey, if we can get them to use the Soul Transfer on the 4/4 instead of the Titan because we put a shield counter on it, that's a definite win for us. A definite win for us. This is all day. This is all day, ladies and gentlemen. Send them on through. Send the whole team through, baby. Let's go. Blocking the Titan with double the graveyards, huh? Fair enough. You're gonna eat a lot of damage in these next couple of turns because we do have the Steward of Tides down there, and you've only got one Graveyard Trespasser in front of me. So, geez, let's get it, man. I'm telling you, with Meat Hook Massacre out of the game, Mono Black might be in a little bit of trouble, but good game for us there. All right, we got time for one last game here before we call it a video. But yeah, I like the deck, man. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. I don't know if it's quite worthy of being super competitive. I think it's got a long way to go, honestly, but the mechanics built into this deck and the synergies are so much fun. I'm having a blast with it, which is really the key here. So, but yeah, man, Mono Black took a big hit, didn't they, with that Meat Hook being taken out of their decks? Kind of crazy. I like our opening hand, by the way. Love that we have the Stomper. We're up against, okay, it's not every day you see a Jund deck. Okay, Tenacious Underdog, probably gonna be very similar then to a mono black deck just splashing in some red and green for things like Fable and whatnot. So we'll see what this turns out to be. Could be a reanimator deck too. Jun does a lot of reanimation stuff. So yep, there's the Fable. We knew that was coming. All right, part of me wants to just get right into the Ren and 7 stuff. But the Karn Silex also seems pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Ren and 7 play. Get down the big 5/5 tree folk here. Ren will be exposed to an attack if they want to go wide, but they will lose a creature if they do that. So we'll see how they want to proceed. Yeah, it's tough. Tough. Let's see what they discard here. Whatever they discard will tell us what kind of deck they are. If it's if like a Titan of Industry goes to the graveyard, we know it's a reanimator deck. What is this? Teachings of Kirin? Okay. Milling. Yeah, Milling and Cruelty of Gix. Okay, yeah. So they're looking to reanimate for sure. Hopefully we can beat them down before they get that off. Also, the Karn Silex, pretty good because we can, you know, we can use it to sweep the board of anything absolutely massive. Hopefully not a Titan that gets a shield counter, but anything else maybe. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, a little Thirst for Discovery action this turn, and then hopefully we hit a basic so we can draw extra cards. Titan of Industry will be nice too. Blowing up the Reflection just for coming into the battlefield seems pretty fun. I don't like that they were able to sweep us there so easily. This is a pretty darn good card, to be honest. That was a pretty nice move on their part. A little makeshift Meat Hook Massacre, huh? They don't like that Silex. They're not a fan. Not a fan. I need to get this Titan in though, because if they have another Cruelty of Gix in their hand, they can make me discard it and then steal it from me, which would be such a bummer. Sure they do. Why not? Why not? Level 1. Yep. Bummer. There goes the Titan. You can go and you can go. What do we do, guys? 4, 5, 6. I could start to get these lands going here as a means to winning the game. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna drop this down, drop this in, go ahead and activate a land here, get this going right away, and we will blow this up in a non-traditional way with the Boseiju. Even though we have the Silex, not important. We do need to make sure that the Cruelty of Gix is gone though, because the opponent again could just bring back my own Titan against me and blow up my Silex, which would be really sad. So losing to my own deck would be a bit of a bummer. Windgrace, that's fine. Brings back a land. They don't have one in the graveyard. That's good. They steal mine though. Fair enough. Fair enough. If I can get enough lands on the battlefield here in the next couple of turns and blow things up with this, you know, Silex, my lands will be left over and we can hopefully beat them down for the rest of the game. At least that's the goal. Need something helpful off the top of our deck though, that's for sure. All right, swing through with both of those. Just keep doing damage, man. That's the key. Keep doing damage. Let's hope the opponent doesn't find another sweeper, another drag to the bottom. Ren and 7 would be pretty sweet. Well, there goes that, which means the Silex is ready to go. They can't copy the Windgrace, so we're good there. They could play Tenacious Underdog and make a second copy of it. I don't think they're going to get the Blitz mechanic twice, though. Like, they're not going to draw 2 cards, I don't believe. They cycle away a land. They're eyeballing the Silex. I don't like that. What sort of spell did you draw? If they're gonna play defensively here, that's the wrong choice because okay, they're probably looking to give Windgrace here indestructibility, which would be a bit of a bummer. Yeah, the indestructibility is a problem, huh? Well, it would have to be a land in their hand, right? Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Nice. I was going to say it had to be a land, so the odds of them having it is pretty slim. They look at my lands like, why did they not get taken out? That's because it's non-land permanents. We might actually pull this off, guys. A little bit of a grind, but I think we got there. They are going to steal my Titan here. Oh, they're just going to... That was a huge mistake. They could have gone straight to stealing my Titan. Instead, they killed themselves with the level 2. I thought we were going to have a battle of the Titans there at the end. I was going to be able to play my Titan out and hopefully negate theirs. I wouldn't have been able to get through with those two, though, because they would have created the 4-4, I would imagine. But anyways, GG's. I love it. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I am going to break the deck down now and talk about it a little bit further. But before I do so, I wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone who made it this far. I do appreciate it a ton. I am in a little bit of a crunch for time here, so I'm going to be really, really quick about this, guys. So basically, yeah, we built this deck around the Steward of Tides. Pretty simple. It creates our lands and the creatures. I wanted to exploit those creatures and have a way to get these creatures through and close a game. And a lot of times 3/3s aren't exactly going to cut it. So sweeping the board, but having a one-sided sweeper with the Silex, I thought that was an incredible idea. We also had other cards in this deck, like the I think it's Consuming Tide. Oh, sorry, I have a lot of buttons pressed. Consuming Tide. This card was pretty cool too. It kind of works the same way. You basically get to force your opponent and yourself to bounce everything back to your hands except for lands, which worked out the exact same way. You guys got to choose one permanent to stay on the battlefield. But we had this with the Silex in the deck, and it turns out that the algorithm wanted to just give me control decks from that point. So a lot of times the Consuming Tide was pretty worthless in my hand. So we had to cut it. And this is where we landed on just the Silex. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought the draw mechanics in this deck were very, very good. Thirst for Discovery, obviously discarding a basic seemed pretty solid. Scrutiny, being able to pump a lot of land into it, was really nice. I went with the Many Journeys over the Joint Exploration. Joint Exploration is a 2-drop, but it has a kicker of 3, and 99% of the time I was trying to use the kicker cost, so it was a little awkward. So I went with the Many Journeys. I think that's a little bit better of a card, if I'm being honest, and the value of gaining life in a 3/3 body, you can't be too upset about that for 2 mana. And then Syncopate seemed like a really good idea too, because obviously countering, pumping a lot of mana into it seemed like a pretty good idea. I don't know about this card. A lot of times we weren't on tapping and passing the turn and being able to use it and utilize it, which I think it's got a spot here. I just don't know. It just felt a little clunky in the deck. Like I said, though, this deck's gonna be pick and choose. You guys cut things, make it better. By all means, change this thing up, because I don't think it's quite there yet, and I encourage you guys to make it your own. But also, top end, Ren and 7, Titan of Industry. You know, those were 2 great cards. Cultivator Colossus was in the spot of Titan of Industry at first, because I thought it'd be pretty cool to get this down after a Steward of Tides and then just spam the land drops over and over and over again to get these things coming in as 3/3s. But they come in tapped, so it wasn't as aggressive as I thought it would be, and it wasn't as good of a closer as I thought it would be. So we switched out the Titan, because I think the Titan is just better value with the life gain and killing enchantments and whatnot. So but yeah, guys, that's the deck. That's how we kind of put it together. It wasn't too hard to throw together, but again, I think it needs a little bit of work. So be careful if you're going to craft this one. Definitely change it up, make it your own. But I really enjoyed the synergies of this thing. I thought it was a lot of fun. I am very, very tired, though. I do got to go to bed. But before I get out of here, I just want to give a huge shout out, as always, to the Marty Mob. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for me. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel. So these people help support me actually financially. So I want to give a huge special thank you to them for everything they do, because I honestly couldn't do it without them. And I can't do it without you guys. If you made it this far into the video, again, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that support so very much. But with that being said, guys, happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday for another video. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.